what you get, baby, when you join some beard therapy. Welcome, Bryan, Beards and Banjos.
That's right. Good to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. Bryan and we also have Wildsidebeard, but he's got some personal business to attend to with his daughter and her talented singing, so he'll be jumping on here. Welcome, guys. It's hump day. We're having some fun. Now, real quick, Bryan and I have a lot of connections. And, Bryan, I haven't forgotten this summer you said when you want to do something together. It's still in my mind. I just got to
think about it. And I can,
Bryan and I are teachers, although we're kind of on the opposite poles. We're reviewers, although Bryan does it a heck of a lot more than I do these days. And he plays a banjo, and I love the banjo. So there are some connections there, and we're going to get Bryan to play a little bit more lengthy kind of composition, whether it's one of his own or, I don't know, we'll take requests. I don't know what the heck we'll do. Yeah. The man has skill, and we want to bring it to you.
As long as Beard America's not in here, because he's from Tennessee, he always wants me to play Rocky Top.
And you being a UNC or NC State fan or Duke fan, you don't want to do that, right?
NC State. No, I like the song, but if you try to sing it, it's way yonder high because the guy who sung it sings it really, really high.
Yeah, I know that. We were talking about Ken Bird's country music, and I remember them talking a little bit about Rocky Top.
I know nothing of what you guys speak of.
It's a great series. But my cable, I got to episode 6, and my cable system said, "Oh, by the way, now you got to buy these things." I went, "No, thank you."
You can go online and stream it, maybe from my.
That's what I'm looking for. The last 2. I love Ken Burns, man. Anything he does,
it's really high quality.
All right, let's see who's in the chat. Said the blind man who needs some glasses.
Oh, I saw the.
Yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat today.
Part of our bearded news this week, I bet, we'll be talking about Mr. Bearded Motivation is now the.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. He's the official barber of the community now.
Yeah, he is.
That's it.
Let's see. We got Hella Fat in the house. My boy Ryan C. Ebo. Michael Embry. Bearded Motivation. What? McMahon 85. Got a couple new names in here. I like it. My boy Brett, Bearded Joey Hookem. Joey, I'm going to give you a shout out very soon. Rob Acker, if I didn't say it, he's in here as well.
Yes, he is.
All right, so let's talk about what's in beard tonight, gents. Bryan, as the guest, you go ahead and hit us up first.
Well, I had to represent Mr. Wildside. So I've got in the Simple Man from Wildside, which is a very unique, one of the most unique oils I've ever smelled because it's a chai tea with just a little hint of lemon. It's really good for like cold weather. It's a really good everyday scent. It's all essential oils. I think it's one that the ladies love as well. But it's really, really good. I highly suggest that one from Wildside.
Now, when you say ladies, do you mean your wife or do you mean your faculty colleagues?
My wife. It just smells like if you, whoever it is, likes to go into Starbucks and getting a chai tea kind of thing. That's what it smells like. So I know a lot of the ladies like that as well. So
I was hoping you were going to say your faculty colleagues. Johnny Grooms, what do we got tonight?
I finally got off of that Everyman Jack stuff. Oh my God. That was that was a hard 3 days. Oh yeah, but I'll save that for the review. Tonight I'm using Faithful Bear.
Oh,
Lone Bear, yeah.
Combo.
Yeah, as soon as this
profile on that one.
It is wine and fruit.
But all biblical, Bryan, I believe.
Yeah, it's all biblical. Like
Bible.
It came with like a whole like sheets of paper with sheets of paper. Oh my God, fucking Christ. Every single ingredient in there, like, and it's biblical reference yeah. So it was really cool. Like, I have it upstairs. I didn't memorize it, but because I'm gonna do the review on it. But it is nothing like I've smelled. This is the only beard oil that smells like this. Because I mean, when you open this up, you get the wine. Wine just poof right in the face. Like it smells like red Merlot wine, and it's just so nice. There's nothing else like this on there. And there's no other beard oil like this. I did try a co-wash that smells a little similar, but it not exactly. But yeah, this really like shocked me on how well this smells. So
and that, of course, is the collab with Tyson. And we had Keith and Cynthia on recently, and they told us that that set was a long time in the making.
Was it 64 batches or something like that?
I don't remember.
Was it? No, it's not 64.
It was many back and forths from South Dakota to Missouri. I'll tell you that.
Being all picky is what it is.
No, but I mean,
exactly.
The time they took to make this, I mean, this is really, really impressive. Yeah.
Also, my shout out to Joey Hookman, because he was the man who told me I had to get this. And that is, if you don't know this labeling, that is the Barden. And this is tobacco, et cetera, all those masculine things. And this scent has snuck up on me as to being a real big favorite. And I like this butter.
There's all my Barden stuff. I'm testing this month as well. I actually wore that butter today without any balm. So
yeah. And I know I'm late to the game on Barden.
Yeah, I gotta get some Barden, man.
but this butter, it lasts a while. It feels amazing in beard, and I like I got the oil and the butter for this, and Adam was kind enough to throw a couple other scents in there. But this scent was good, but it has grown. Thank you, Joey, for the recommendation. Not only the Barden, I knew he had good stuff, but Joey recommended this scent in particular.
Yeah, all good scents from Barden. I really like that Moroccan spice and citrus is really good.
Yeah, I like that too. I wish it had a little more spice. Like, have you ever smelled or anyone in the chat, Buddha Funk from Bearded Fox?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is spicy spice right there. And
yeah, it's a little darker, richer.
Yeah. And probably not a lot of people's cup of tea, because that's out there. There's nothing that smells like that.
Yeah.
And I like the Barden
with the orange.
Yes. And I'm not a huge citrus guy, but there was enough spice there to make me go, okay, good. Because it was too much more citrusy, it wouldn't have been my cup of tea.
Yeah, and that, the citrus goes away, but yet the spices keep going on that. I really like it.
Yeah, that's good as well. I agree with you. All right, what's people got on in chat? Beard Swag in the house. Good to see you, my man. So Brett, Adam's butter is awesome, says Bearded Motivation.
Right. Well, see, it's got Hubris. That's another company I've been looking at. Hubris.
I bought the dude from Hubris because Angel, of course, was part of the Bearded Roundtable, and that is a damn fine scent. That's the only Hubris I have. Actually, I did not buy it. I traded for it with a man in this chat right now, Ryan C. Ryan C traded Hubris with me.
Nice.
So let's kick off some beard news. And as Bryan said, I think one of the biggest topics of recent, at least this past week, but recently this past week, was old tall Dave. I wonder how, man, I've never had a really tall barber. And Dave, I think, goes about 6'3", 6'4". I'm going to have to be doing a lot of back work, bending over and stuff. But Dave has done it. He is officially a barber, a stylist, a whatever you get to be called, Dave. Congratulations. You are the barber of the community. You are the beard barber of the community. Now move your ass to Pennsylvania so I can pay you some money.
Yeah, he needs to be the traveling barber. Is what he needs.
That's it, yeah. Or move somewhere like in the center of the country so we can all have a equidistant travel.
Steven's in the house. Steven, that metal guy, he rarely gets to come in here. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
So, Dave, and since we're on Beard News, I know obviously this is a big hurdle for you, and now you just got like a huge wide vista in front of you. Do you have a plan? Do you have next steps? Anything that you choose to share with us? I'll let you do that in chat because I think some of us who followed your journey or just like you because, you're kind of OG out there, and also very happy for you. I would love to know, what you're going to do because like my post said, it ain't work if you dig it. And I think you dig this stuff. Other weird news.
Not hype. He could tell you. I think he said he's got something lined up. He's already got some business cards. He's already got a chair, and a local hair cuttery, and starting to get some hours in there as well. So I think he's making the transition pretty well.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome. Johnny Grooms, I don't have a ton of beard news. In fact,
you haven't been paying attention today, then.
I may not have.
Challenge.
Johnny wanted to talk about this. Johnny, you take it.
Yeah. So Luxurious Bastard has challenged Barbu Beard Company to a create-off because Dave from Luxurious Bastard was saying that, you know, there's a company out there putting out new product when I put out a new product. So he laid down the challenge, and they accepted. And right now they have to talk to each other about the details of how they're going to do this. But that's what happened today. That hit today, and that was surprising. That just came out of nowhere.
Yes.
And I'm curious to wonder how.
I wonder if that's what Dave had cooking anyway. He's been kind of hinting around for a month about something that he had cooking big. I don't know if this is part of it or this is totally separate.
He just released the Fantastic Bastard.
Yeah, what was the scent profile on that? I never saw it.
It hasn't.
I didn't see
I managed. I have a whole experience in how I was able to get that oil.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I managed to get it. You know, it's not here yet, but it'll be here soon, like maybe in a day or two. Yeah, you know how he sends out the email. If you're in his newsletter, he sends out his So he sent the email out, and I didn't see it. I didn't see the email. I said, I know this email went out. I said, what the fuck? How come I don't have this email? So I'm searching through my emails. I said, maybe I deleted it. Going through my deletions, because I need to know the time that this thing's gonna drop because I want it, you know. And I tried to message him. I was like, yo, did that sell out already? Because it doesn't say it says sold out. And he didn't respond. So I'm like, my anxiety's building, you know, I'm like freaking the fuck out because I really want this oil. So then
you got it bad, Johnny.
Yeah, no, like I really, because I was like, you know what? Like I rarely buy no, I don't have a lot of luxurious oils. I only have like the one and the few that you know that Joe has gifted me. But I never really got like the whole experience of like trying to get it on the Sunday when he releases it and all that stuff. Like I never went through that whole like, you know, it's kind of like the Black Friday thing. We're talking about Black Friday. That's like the same deal, man.
Friday every week.
Yeah. So like, so then, yeah, I find the email because I have registered with that with a different email address that I totally forgot about. So I found the email and I saw the time. So, you know, 3:00 my time, that's when it goes live on the site. So I set my phone, you know, 2:55 feet, you know, and for the alarm to go off. And I have the luxurious website on my laptop, like ready to buy. It's like there. So as soon as the hit 3:00, my alarm, the 2:55, my alarm went off. So I immediately ran to the computer and it's like refresh. And that's how I got it. But as soon as I bought the oil and I hit refresh again, it was sold out. It was gone. It's like that. Yeah. And the same thing happened because I went to buy the Graceful Bastard for you know the whole fundraising thing. By the time I went to get my credit card to go put the thing in my cart, it was gone. Totally like it's like vapor. And I was like, yeah. So I got it in the cart and I was able to order it. I'm like, shit.
So what's the scent profile? You don't know, but you got it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I got it.
You know what? He doesn't say what the scent profile. I think he's just the reason he has a description of what the oils are, but he don't tell you what exactly it is. Like he'll say it's a fruity.
I got into it a little bit.
It's sexy woods.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he put on the website. And when I ask him, he don't tell me.
Right? Do you have a luxurious collection or a scent or two? What do you have by him?
Almost everything.
Yeah.
What do you want to know about? I'll tell you one of the hidden gems is the blatant, which is the peach. It is really good.
Peach is one of those scents that I really like, but I know I've talked to multiple creators. It's very hard to work with because it's so powerful, you know, to get that balance right. So it's not just all. And I forget who I was talking to or who I said. Maybe it was Jimmy Ruddy Man, but someone said that it's very chemically. You can smell in the fragrance. It can smell very chemically. So trying to tamp that chemical smell down and still feel that robustness of the fruit is a trick. I did my Battle of the Bastards earlier, and Tobacconist won for me. Curious is actually my second, but it got knocked out by Tobacconist early, and then 1912 was my third. What are your top three Lux scents?
Curious, Original. I really like that one.
Mm-hmm.
and then could be whatever I'm feeling that day. I like the woodsy one, and I'm not really a big woodsy guy, but it's so complex. I like that one. I used the tobacconist balm with other oils. Like when I used the peach oil, I put the tobacconist balm on top of it.
Gotcha.
Really nice combination.
Yeah. Do you have Sweet Bastard? Because I've just bought Hard today, and that was the last one I think I'm gonna buy thus far. But Sweet is always kind of hollering at me. But it's all that citrus. What do you think?
Yeah, it's just like lemon lime. It's very lime to me.
Okay.
And not as complex as a lot of his other scents. His other scents, you can't really pick out stuff here. It's just, it's not my thing. I mean, I like it okay, but it's not as complex as his other scents.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like I'm a guy that like original. I've just kind of gotten into many barbershops. I just found it as a profile I like, and I know a lot of people like original, but as a barbershop, it doesn't even crack my upper echelon of barbershop scents, at least.
Yeah, I don't like barbershop scents.
What's that?
I don't like barbershop scents at all, but I like the original Bastard because it doesn't have that powder profile.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the bay rum profile.
Yeah.
It just smells like a clean, manly kind of scent.
Right.
So who do you guys think is going to take this? Like who would win out of the two?
Man.
I don't know. It depends on what the criteria is.
Right.
Is it just for scent or is it for presentation?
Well, all right. Think about it. You used both oils before, right? So if you took one or the other, and you feel it out and you smell the fragrance and all that stuff, like which one would be the one you would go for? You know what I mean? Like
I know.
Let me just grab a bottle of each. So.
I know which one's going to be stronger.
Yeah, that's a fact. And it really is. What is the criteria? Because the scent is subjective. There are scents of Barboos that I know Lux blows away, and there are scents of Luxes that I know Barboo blows away, So, like, if I had to take my favorite Barboo and my favorite Lux, it would be like tobacconist versus blacksmith. If I were to go and choose, I would probably go longevity just because I prefer a longer lasting scent. Is that a criterion or not? I don't know.
Yeah, and I haven't tried. I've tried several Barboo things, but it's been a while. So he actually messaged me last week and said something about sending me out some more things. Because I don't have the Governor and I don't have the Storyteller or the Jester. I don't have any of those. And then I know he's got a new one coming out that sounds good as well. The seasonal.
Oh yeah, oh shit, what is that called? It's a snowy one.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have a Christmas tree.
Yeah. So I have the Holy Bastard and the Shaman. So like I was like smelling each of them.
Way different. Way different.
Oh, I don't have the Shaman either.
The Shaman is one that I could see people not necessarily maybe liking, but I love Nag Champa, and Palo Santo wood kind of has a minty finish to it, but it works really nice. You'll never smell anything like the Shaman, just kind of never smell anything like the Governor. They're two way different scents.
If you like those kind of scents, have you tried Temple Smoke from Beard Brand?
I have not.
That's a really good scent that sounds like it would be up your alley if you like those kind of rich scents.
Yeah, I just saw someone posted that they have Nag Champa soap, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on some of that.
Nag Champa soap.
Yeah.
So a lot of other seasonal scents are dropping, right? Crusher's got some collabs coming out.
Everybody's coming out with this Friday. I think this Friday, what's his face? Hanyaker is coming out with candles, and he's coming out with a new scent also.
Snowblind.
And so is Crusher's. Crusher's coming out with Drunken Santa this Friday. So that's
get that Black Friday deal in, but the first person to get your opened.
The one with the Crusher, the 1 ounce
brown sugar.
The 1 ounce brown sugar,
butter.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
This is probably, because of the scents that are most prevalent, my least favorite season. I'm not a big mint guy. I'm not a big pine fir guy. A lot of the things I think we associate with winter. Now that's stated.
You're probably like myself. You've tried so many that I never say never anymore when it comes to
good point.
I never say never because, things that companies have sent me that I wouldn't have picked for myself.
Right.
I'm like, oh my goodness, I really like this. I'm not a big woodsy guy, but I like this.
Excellent point. If someone sends me something, that's great. I love getting because I would never buy it. Like Barbudo sent me Harden, And not only is it the only coffee scent I wear, although I like Barden's, it's also my favorite scent from him. And I like half of his lineup, like really strong. So I'm totally in agreement with you there. I wouldn't buy some of these scents, but if I got sent it, I would always try it and wear it and just see. That stated, we have Jolly Old Fat Man in the house. And I like how those scents of his that are, I don't want to say Christmas themed, but he definitely has a theme with certain aspects. They're not necessarily Christmas themed in smell, but they're Christmas themed, many of them in name.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but the ones that are Christmas themed in smell, like for example, Holiday Delight, I love that scent, but it's like candy. It's like fruit candy to me, you know, so it's not the pine and the mint and et cetera, et cetera. So I like when we can kind of have an absinthe, a Crusher's Original Absinthe. When I took it around to my work companions and had people smell it, 2 or 3 people said it smelled like winter. You know, it smelled like winter, grandma's kitchen in the winter or something like that.
That was another one where I did not think I would like it because, you know, I heard that it had the anise in it. So I thought it would smell like black licorice, and it does not smell anything like black licorice to me.
No. So stay away from Blacksmith from Barbu because that has anise and it definitely smells like black licorice.
I got it.
Oh, you do have it.
Yeah.
Not overpowering. That's
my favorite
scent by him. I love that scent. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. I know Gary said earlier, Bryan, play us a song. I think we might be getting there. Hey, after Hobby in the house. Ben,
what's available from Honest Egg? Frosty. If you guys haven't tried that one's not minty unless they change the formula. That one smells like buttercream icing on a cake.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you like buttercream icing or your wife likes buttercream icing off of a cake, you've got to get that scent. It mixes well with other things. Like if you got a peach scent, you put the Frosty with it. I mean, you can make peach cobbler really quick.
Wow.
That's neat. That's neat.
So
I just started, speaking of things that, you know, you don't, wouldn't try. I'm not a big sweet foods guy, but I got the Faithful collab, the Savior with Fable.
That's a good
one. I love that. I got Elf from Jolly Old Fat Man, and I got Paul Bunyan from Debonair. And these are all similar kinds of sweet-bodied scents, and I love them all. And I also got Brown Sugar from Boston Beards. Mm-hmm. That's a one-note stud of a scent. You know, it's rare to find those one-note studs of a scent, but that just has that brown sugar note, which I love. So I've definitely opening my mind more to those kinds of things. So frosting sounds like a month or two ago didn't sound as good as it does now.
It was brown sugar that opened me up to, like, I was like, oh crap, food scented, you know, products. Like, I got to dive into that more, you know. So that was the Boston Mike ruined me, because like I was all about whiskey, tobacco, you know, but now I'm like, where's the cakes?
Yeah. And I just picked up my first 607. It hasn't arrived yet, but the two I was vacillating from were Base Camp, which I eventually got, and then the one that's butterscotch, vanilla, and whiskey. And I was like, and I wouldn't have ever looked at that one not that long ago, but I actually had to do that.
That is an awesome butter. Awesome.
Yeah, that's everyone's saying it. So, you know, I'll like Bard, I'll be last on the train, but I'm going to get on that fucking train. I'll tell you.
No, you're not last, because I haven't got Barden yet. And I don't have Jolly Old Fat Man. So, you know, like I'm behind, you know,
as
in
I'm
these companies.
into the steps on the caboose, I see Johnny still running, chasing it. All right. Well, if we're getting requests, you know, and we got a talented man with a freaking banjo sitting on his lap, and it's 8:55, the hell with it. Let's just jump in. As Bryan told us, he's an old man. He might be going to bed a little earlier, and I know he does keep early hours.
Oh, I'll play a little something here. Let's see what we got.
And Wildside just came in.
I get nervous. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Now, Bryan, was that an original composition or was that a song?
No, that is Earl Scruggs' original composition. That was called Fireball Mail.
Fireball Mail.
There's a lot of songs about trains and that kind of stuff that they make.
For those who don't know, I want to share this, and then I'm going to toss it to Johnny, because as you see, we've got Jason from Wildside in the house. And we'll learn a little bit about Wildside. But while I still got, there it is.
Simple man.
You started not as a beard reviewer, and then YouTube kind of did some things, and then you went over the beard reviews. Can you share that story a little bit with the audience?
You're talking about me?
Yes.
Yeah. So I kind of when I have a hobby, I kind of go all in. I'm kind of obsessive in not a bad way, kind of obsessive in a good way. So once I learned how to play the banjo, the teacher brain in me just kind of started posting things that would kind of challenge me to learn a song. It would challenge me to go back and look at what I was doing. And eventually I started posting tutorials. So banjo lessons, banjo licks, that kind of thing. So my YouTube channel started growing. I got to how many. So one of my students said, you should monetize your channel. So I did. So I monetized, and then I had a lot of viewers. So I started posting like stuff that wasn't original content. It was like classic live cuts, live concerts from bluegrass festivals and stuff that wasn't on YouTube. So I started posting that. Started growing some more, and then eventually YouTube said, okay, you don't have your original content. So they cut my monetization. I was making about $150 a month at that point, really starting to grow. Wow. Posting everything on Facebook, because Facebook groups, there's a lot of music Facebook groups. So I was posting stuff that way, both my content and other stuff that I had uploaded, and people loved it. I actually had people send me their personal recordings of live sets and shows that had never been shared with anybody. A guy sent me 2 different concerts of Flatt and Scruggs from the 60s.
Okay.
No one else had posted on YouTube. So I've got them posted, and people just loved it, shared it with everybody, old radio shows and that kind of stuff. So anyway, they cut the monetization. So I kind of didn't post as much anymore. I still post occasionally when I want to. So that's kind of where that went. And I started doing the beard videos and posted about 12 or 15 of them on my music channel, and realized those 2 things didn't go together and people didn't like me posting. So I created the other Beards and Banjos channel after that, and just kind of been doing stuff all along. I think I've posted over 200 beard related videos. So in about a year and a half. So.
And I wanted to say, and then I have one more question before I throw it to Johnny, but I wanted to say, for those newer reviewers who might be watching either live or catch this somewhere down the road, Bryan is an excellent example of perseverance, because Bryan was at a point in his channel where he wasn't happy with what was going on. And so he looked to, how can I improve it? How can I get more viewers? How can I do more stuff? And to me, Bryan, you know your numbers, but to me, it was that damn beard series that really flipped the switch. And then you started generating more and more content with the beard reviews. And then all of a sudden you just kind of took off like a rocket. So I think the lesson, Bryan, if you want to say anything after I wrap this up, feel free. I think the lesson here is it's all about originality and what you think you can do. Because we all can't be Rob Ecker. What up, people? We can't all be certain guys. And if we copy those guys, we're learned enough in this community that we'll read right through it. And Bryan took a different tack, and it made a huge success for his channel.
Yeah. When I started the channel, I watched a lot of beard brand videos, and they actually did a live stream every week, and they would have throw up a picture of a guy, and they kind of did the beard advice thing. They don't do that anymore. But by the time I'd watched it, about 25 of those shows, as soon as they throw the picture up, I knew what they were going to say, and they said it. And I was typing stuff in the chat during the live streams, and they go, "Oh yeah, here's what Brian Haywood said." So I decided instead of making, I was going to make half my videos about reviews and half of them kind of tips and tricks and that kind of stuff. So I ended up doing the beard advice series, had guys send me pictures, and the tips and tricks came from me using them as kind of my beard models. So every beard's a little bit different. We focused on different things. I think I've done 40 something episodes, 40 something guys have been featured. A lot of guys in the chat have been featured on it. And I think it was a good experience. I enjoyed it. I never thought I'd be talking about guys fading their hair and that kind of stuff. So I've learned a lot along the way too. It's been fun.
The genius part of all of that was getting the average community member involved. That was, to me, that was the resonant note. Because I'm like, I know that guy. I only know him through posts, but I know that. And that's why I was like, damn, this is a great ass series. Last thing, you have your own little live stream. It's not a weekly sort of deal. For those who don't know, tell the chat about what you do with your group of boys.
So there's 5 of us in the beard trend reviewers, beard trends. So we focus on one company per month. So the company sends out products to all 5 of us. We now are doing like a joint unboxing, kind of a live thing. So we all kind of check that out. And then we do a review about halfway through the month. We'll post our review. And then we do a live stream at the end of the month. Sometimes the owner joins us. We do some giveaways. We kind of talk about things that we noticed about the products that we're using. And this month we featured Barden. Last month we did. Oh man, you put me on the spot here. I can't remember. We've done
Norseman?
We've done Norseman. We've done Artist Man. We've done Kingsman. So big companies and small companies. So
now I watched your very first live. Are you guys bouncing the channel, or do you have a permanent home?
No, we don't have a permanent home. We've been bouncing it around. It hasn't been on my channel yet, but we're kind of spreading it around.
All right.
I don't know exactly why they're doing that, but I have come to the point where I'm happy with where I'm at. I don't dive into the analytics and all of that stuff in YouTube.
Yeah.
A lot of the other guys do, and it was to me, it was too much of an obsession. I was worried too much about it. So now I've decided to be happy with the followers and the people that watch, and I don't go and become obsessive over it, because that's not fun to me anymore.
Right. Awesome, man. All right, Jason, Johnny, I always do the community member, and Johnny always does the owner. So I'm going to throw it over. Let me see if I did this right. Hey, I actually got it right this time. I'm going to throw it that way to Johnny, and let's learn a little bit about Wildside.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. How are you all doing tonight?
All right, good. So the first thing what I like to do is I like to have the company owner just explain the origins of the company. So how did Wildside come to be?
Well, me and my buddy Tom, we kind of got together one night at work, and we both spent a lot of money on beard products, and so we started talking about we ought to make our own, and save a little bit of money. So we just started coming up with a few ideas, and we got the stuff ordered just to start, watched a few YouTube how-to videos, and then we got a few things to start, and we sat down at my kitchen table, and we just started putting stuff together. And we made a few things we liked, a few things we didn't like, and then the ones we liked, we kind of told other people about it, just our buddies, and so they wanted to try it, and they was like, "You guys should try to sell this." So we kicked the idea around a little bit, and we got a hold of some people who made labels, who could come up with do some graphic artwork for us and stuff. And so we started making the products in February, and then in April we launched our logo and everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
So all the scents are based on like outdoorsy hunting kind of stuff, right?
Pretty much. Well, we have Biker's Breakfast. Tom and I both like riding motorcycles, but Tom is way more into that life than I am. I'm more into the outdoorsy life. I'm very backwoods country. Tom is a little more country with a little more motorcycle lifestyle than I am. So we've got Biker's Breakfast. Tom created that one. It's basically to remind us of a buddy of ours who's an old Vietnam vet. When you think of the old scooter tramp kind of guy, this was basically created off of him. He won't go anywhere without his leather, his cigarettes, and his coffee. So, those are the 3 main ingredients in Biker's Breakfast: leather, tobacco, and coffee. So, so that was how we came up with that one. Naughty Pine, my first initial goal, I told Tom, I said, I want to create something that smells like the scent wafers that deer hunters use whenever we, have all of our camo on, we go out for deer hunting. And so my first goal was to try to make that. And the first one that I made was Naughty Pine in my failed attempt to make the bow hunter. And then my second attempt to make the bow hunter was duck blind. And so therefore we just kind of kept going with that theme until I got it right.
Yeah, I wanted to talk.
I love duck blind, by the way. That's one of the best woodsy scents that I've smelled. It's very complex. It's got like 7 or 8 different scents in it.
Yeah, it's my wife's favorite too. I always wear the butter at night. That's her favorite scent.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on bow hunter because I'm really big into like dual purpose kind of products, like the what is it? Like Barn Brand Beards has an anti-anxiety butter that has a lot of relaxation properties to it, and it works. So and Lone Bear Beard has their nighttime butter that really helps you go to sleep. I wear that, and it's just like so the bow hunter. I was reading the description, and it has the purpose of like masking the human scent from the deer. Right.
Yeah. Basically what it is if you're a deer hunter, you want to try to fool their eyes. That's why you wear camo, and sometimes paint your face. That's what I do anyway. And I always have to hide my beard because it's quite gray, and so it stands out. Yeah. So I always wear I paint black around my eyes, and then I put a face mask, like a ninja mask on, camo ninja mask, and it kind of hides my beard and everything. And then, of course, I have camo all over. But you want to fool their eyes. You want to fool them by being as still as possible. And you want to be high up. So I'm about 20 feet up in the air, and I'm still as possible. I try not to move. If I hear a twig break behind me, I do the slow head and turn, all that stuff. I even squint because I don't want to see the whites of my eyes. It's bad. I'm hooked on this thing.
Wow.
But I've been deer hunting.
That's one of your hobbies earlier.
Yeah. It's something I've been doing for a long time. But the bow hunter was to come up with a scent that would smell like dirt and fresh earth and leaves. So that's what we did with that.
Oh.
So basically, they sell these scent wafers that are made by a company. What is it called? Wildlife. I don't know. Something at Walmart. But they're these little wafers, and guys will take them and they'll put them in their tub with their tote with all their hunting gear, so they'll smell like dirt.
Okay.
When they're out in the woods. So,
is there any other any plans in the future for another scent that has a dual purpose like that? Like, are you working on something that's like like a bug repellent or something?
You want the one that smells like deer.
Actually, I did come up with something this summer because I was outside doing a lot of siding on my house, and while I was out there, I kept getting bit on my legs. So I put together like a what I call bug zapper because I'm a redneck. Rednecks like bug zappers. And
I have one. Don't worry about
it. And so I'm out there, and I'm like, man, these bugs the flies were biting my legs. So I went and threw some citronella together with some other stuff, and then it just worked, and it killed kept the flies off my legs, so I was able to put siding on my house without getting chewed up.
Nice.
So you never know. I may bottle that one in the spring. So
all right.
So I got a question for you, Jason. I know you do some trade shows and stuff. Do you do most of your business from trade shows or internet sales or a combination?
Yeah, we're really, as you guys may know, we started out just doing the Etsy shop, and that was really crappy. So we
because Etsy rapes people, man. Like the amount of money they take from each sale is a lot. Yeah, it was
terrible.
It's bad.
So as I was trying to find a store to create my own store, I tried to do something. Our website is built through WordPress. So I tried to do the WP Easy Cart, and it was terrible. And it actually ended up just shutting me down. Like as soon as I went live with it, it shut down. And then I lost my site for a while. So after that was over, my web designer guy had to get online with WordPress and do all this kind of different stuff finally got us back up and running. He said, you should try Equid. And so we went with an Equid site, built that store, and linked it to our website now. So now we've transitioned into that. But up until then, we've just done trade shows. We have a lot of local businesses. We live in kind of the forgotten part of Illinois. So there's not many big towns around us. Like the biggest town right near me is Effingham, Illinois. So it's kind of like the center of the state. And then, so we just kind of go out to all the little towns, the different places, and find mom and pop shops and take our stuff to. Yep.
Now the only other beard company of note I know from Illinois is Hanyaker. So how far are you from Pekin?
He's quite a ways north. We're about 4 hours, I think, from each
other.
other.
So you're like way down toward the bottom of Illinois.
Yeah, I'm more. He's
like by
he's
Cairo or
what's that?
Isn't Cairo down there by the south, like where the Mississippi is?
I got part of that. I didn't hear the whole thing.
Cairo. I mean, it's spelled Cairo, but I thought you guys pronounced it Cairo.
Yeah, that's down further south than me.
Okay.
But not. It's about 2 hours south.
Okay.
So I'm more toward the east central part of the state. So I'm actually closer to like Terre Haute, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm closer to them, closer to Vincennes, Indiana. I'm like an hour from Vincennes. So, but yeah, so he's quite a bit north. I know where he's at. He knows where I'm at.
Okay.
But we've traded products and stuff. I really like Adam a lot.
Yeah.
Guy, and yeah, he's awesome, and we encourage each other. You know, we seem to get the same weather patterns about a day apart.
That makes sense. The guy who a gaming friend of my closest gaming friend actually lives in Terre Haute, and he was the guy that told me about beard product because I would always I would always do No Shave November, and right around that month I started getting the itches, and I'd always shave it off. And he was like, "Dude, have you ever heard about beard oil or beard balm?" I'm like, "Fuck no." And he had this thing that was like just down to here. He just had this. I call it a man curtain. It was just gorgeous, right? And he's like, "Yeah." And then I started growing last October, and I have him to thank for getting me into this whole gig. So that's kind of funny.
Nice. Well, I know a lot of people from Terre Haute. My daughter lives just about 15 minutes from Terre Haute, in Marshall, Illinois. So we're, and she's about an hour and a half from me. She's in junior high. And that's what I was doing. That's why I was a little late tonight. She was singing at a I don't know what, academic foundation fundraiser for their school. So I had to tune in and catch that before I could jump on here.
Yeah.
So,
how'd she do?
She did good. The girl playing the piano for her though hit a sour note once, but other than that, it was good.
Can never get good help, man.
I want to hear a little bit more about my favorite scent, the Simple Man.
Well, before you started on that, I just want to let you know, John Hornsby said he uses Bow Hunter a lot. The oil and the balm in the chat there, I think is what he said. Oil and butter. He uses Bow Hunter oil and butter. There it is.
Yeah, he and I have been just talking about it. While we're on the subject of Bow Hunter, I'll go ahead and throw this out. I think I talked to Johnny about this earlier today. Wildside has what we call our outdoor pro staff, and we've got some guys who basically promote Wildside in the hunting world. And we've got a guy who just shot a big 9-pointer last night during bow season, and he was wearing his Bow Hunter. And we've got a guy down in Texas who's going to Louisiana this weekend on a big hunt, and he's ordered all the Bow Hunter stuff so he can go. And so it's kind of neat whenever you're the dual purpose thing. You're tying the hunting in with the beard products. So
beard care.
We kind of separated on our website. We separated the Bow Hunter as a cover scent away from the rest of our beard products because it's going to be more specialty for September for some states, but September through January is pretty well bow season. So outside of that, not too many guys are going to want to smell like dirt. So it's kind of a specialty thing.
I love that dude, like that just has that dual purpose. You can style your beard and also be masked from deer. So I never went hunting before, right? So I got one more little like crazy question. I never went hunting before. So you I know the way, you sit in a tree, do you use a rifle or a bow and arrow, or what do you use to hunt? Like,
in Illinois, we have bow season begins October 1st. So from October 1st to the weekend before Thanksgiving is strictly bow hunting.
Okay.
So
so they have they have different seasons where you can use bow and you can use gun, right? Is there a season?
Shotgun is 2 weeks.
Oh, the shotgun season?
There is no rifle season in Illinois, but we have a shotgun season. Shotgun is the weekend before Thanksgiving and the weekend after Thanksgiving, and then they have a muzzleloader season in January and a handgun season too. So
a handgun season.
Is there?
I wish we had like an AR season. That would be awesome.
Is there a knife style hunting?
What the fuck are you, gladiator?
No, think about it. I mean, you have an even playing field here. It's a deer. The deers have
running like 25, 30 miles an hour.
No, this is how you would set up. I'm working it out in my head ever since he started talking about hunting. And this is what's been going on in my head.
Okay, so what you're saying is
I'm gonna lay it out for you.
Right under the tree stand so you can pounce on
No.
There's no other way you're getting it.
No, there is a way you get it. It's very easy. What you do is that you put the scent on, the bow hunter scent, so nobody can smell you, right? And then what you do is you get on the ground and you cover yourself with like foliage and rocks and all that stuff, and you put a little bit of deer food on your belly. So when that deer comes in to eat, right in the neck, done, and that's it. You bleed him out, and then come on. I mean that's more of I feel like that's more of a game like challenge right there, because then if you don't get the deer in the right spot, he can fight back. And then it's even because the deer has the hooves, you have the knife, and you guys can square up in the middle of the woods. I can see it now. The deer like this.
Great. That's great in theory, because I'm going to tell you, whenever I was younger, now we're going back 20 years. Okay, so I used to stand up in the fork of a tree. Whenever I was hunting on my dad's ground, before we had a stand up there, I would stand up in the fork. And I couldn't do that now because I'm old and fat. But when I was young and agile, I felt good about it. So I used to stand up in the fork of that tree, and it was an acorn tree, and the deer would come eat the acorns right at my feet.
Yeah.
And I'd thought about it before.
How about jumping out?
Yeah.
Just going Rambo on it.
That's it, man.
Well, I interrupted Brian's question, and I want to definitely hear more about this scent that Bryan is raving about.
Everybody needs this scent. Tell us about it, Jason.
All right. This is another one of those fine creations by Tom Gordon, who's absent here tonight. I wish I'd have had like a cardboard cutout of Tom I could stay behind me, but he's not here. But anyway, Tom created this scent, and the reason it was called Simple Man was really simple. He mixed his 3 ingredients together, and he's like, "Oh man, that was easy." And he loved it, and he's like, "I want to call it Simple Man." I'm like, "Okay." And it's chai tea, lemon, and vanilla. Very simple scent, not overpowering by any means. We've made it into a soap, butter, all the forms now, and it's actually one of our top sellers. It probably, I would say, pretty much is the top seller we have.
Yeah, I need to get a butter. I don't have any butters, but that's a really good scent. It's a good everyday scent. Good everyday scent. Weekend.
Yeah, and Andy loves that butter. He said that was one of he really liked our butter. So,
I haven't tried it.
Yeah,
it's beeswax in it?
No beeswax in the butter. No, just straight butter.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, straight. It's mango butter and shea butter, and our 5 carrier blend for everything else has jojoba oil, argan oil, sweet almond oil, vitamin E oil, and rosehip oil. But with our butter, we go ahead and add grapeseed oil as well. So we have 6 carriers in our butter.
Oh, interesting.
Is it whipped butter? Is it a whipped butter?
No. I don't have the whipping mechanism.
You do. Ask your wife. You got one. If you ask your wife, you've got something to whip it with.
Oh, man. Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, just give her a whisk. Put it on the ball. Here. Pretend like you're making a cake.
You can do that while you're hunting.
She's probably got the stuff to make it. I just don't. I don't have it here. We do everything out of my old house. That before we got married, I lived in this house, and once we got married, I moved out, and so Wildside headquarters is my old house.
Cool,
nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I see your prices are pretty good, like $15 for everything. Well, not everything, but the oil's $15, the wash is $15, the balm is $15, the butter's $15. That's all like this. It's good.
Yeah, and don't forget Bryan. Bryan has a code. Bryan,
it's the only code from any company that I've got.
Well, share it, Bryan, for those who might want to try.
Banjos 15, I think it is. Is that right, Jason?
That's right. It is.
Banjos 15.
That is. Banjos 15. Bryan, weren't we the first ones to give you a discount code?
You're the only one that's ever given me one.
What? Hey, other companies, give Bryan a code.
That's
popular.
okay. There's plenty of codes out there. It's not about me.
All right. Since now I may be catching Bryan flat-footed here, and I don't want to do that, but he still has that banjo in his lap.
Yeah, he does. He does.
And when I think banjo, because I'm not a musician, I had to learn. I'd heard of Scruggs before, but I had to learn about them. Mm-hmm. But when I think banjo, I go to Deliverance. That's where I've got to go. Bryan, can you play? Yeah. Yeah. That was not set up, ladies and gents. Bryan did not know that was coming. He just jumped right in.
He's like, I can't believe they haven't
working on the fly.
That is awesome. So, real quick, Bryan, before we transition out, I know music is very mathematic because I've heard it, and you are a math teacher, right? Yeah. Do you find that being what is a passion in your banjo playing and other instrument playing, because I know you know how to play mandolin as well, and you have a guitar back there, and your passion as a math teacher, obviously they play well together, but will you be teaching a math lesson and just start thinking about playing music, or like how do those two worlds intersect? Because it would seem they would do well together.
There's a lot of music theory that's mathematics, but I don't really know a lot of music theory as far as reading music and that kind of stuff. For me, it's just something I've always loved, and it's kind of been my main hobby for my whole life, and it's kind of been my obsession. So Steve Martin, who plays the banjo, the comedian, he has, I think I heard him say one time that obsession is a good substitute for talent. So that's kind of where I am with that. And a lot of, there's a lot of mathematicians and engineers and those kind of things that actually are really good, famous banjo players. It's kind of interesting. So there's a correlation there, but nothing that I can really put my finger on.
Okay.
That I use on a daily basis or anything.
That's a great answer. So when you talk about reading music, so are you more an oral learner? Like you'll hear something and you can play it then, or?
Yeah, it's really, as far as bluegrass music, it's knowing the chord changes and then kind of knowing you've got a toolbox full of licks that you can substitute over those particular chords is the way I kind of think about it. So the more licks you got in your toolbox, the more creative you can be.
Rightio. Let me see what's going on in the chat real quick. Wonder if that bow hunter would make it hard for a king. Hellafat wants to know if bow hunter would make it hard for a K9 unit to sniff you out. And if you followed Hellafat, you might probably guess why he would pose such a question. And if you're not following Hellafat on Instagram, you damn well should be. Steve Martin is an amazing banjo player, Brett. Yes. Much more so in the 70s, though, in his early stand-up. You got a lot of it then. I haven't really seen him in his later autumn years do so much with the banjo, but he did that a lot when he was doing a lot of stand-up. I remember it as a kid.
Oh, he's done a lot over the past 10 years. He actually went on tour.
Did he?
Yeah, he got a group called the Steep Canyon Rangers to go kind of be his backup band.
Nice.
He's actually really good about promoting the banjo and promoting bluegrass. The past 6 or 7 years, he's given a yearly banjo excellence in banjo award to a famous player, give him a $50,000 award each year. So it's pretty cool.
Thank you for that, Bryan. I knew none of that. That's awesome.
Check it out.
Yeah, that is awesome.
He's put some of his comedy in some of the recordings. He's actually recorded several CDs. You ought to take a look at this YouTube video for the name of the song is "Atheist Ain't Got No Songs." It's kind of interesting. It's funny.
It's true. Religion is a good producer of music.
This is true.
All right, so I had to do this because my partner had to post this today. You know, Johnny, I think sometimes uses Instagram as a great venting device, but Johnny was talking today, if you missed his post, about Walmart's pickup grocery service, and some experiences he has had with that. I also use that grocery service because of limited time. But Johnny was just sort of, firstly, Johnny, I didn't know what a germaphobe you were.
It's not about the germs.
The fuck it isn't. Of course it is.
It's the feeling. It's
what?
It's the feeling. Like, I don't like when someone touches my hands. Like, I can't fucking stand it. You have no idea how much that triggers. The fist immediately balls up. Like, it's like I can't take it.
Where's the line? Is this a wife and kids thing too, or do they get a pass to touch Johnny's naked hand?
No, it's with my wife and kids, it's okay. But what I'll do is that sometimes my wife, she knows how much it fucking bothers me. So what she'll do is that, like, if I have my hand out, whatever, she'll just go like that little light touch, and it just immediately it sends like a jolt up my arm because I can't stand it that much, and I end up just scratching my hand because she knows how to do it to really just trigger me like hardcore. But if like she grabbed my hand and we're holding hands, that's different, yeah. And if the kids, grab my hand, hold my hands, and we're playing whatever, that's fine.
What's this have to do with Walmart? I missed something. I didn't. Okay. I saw the post, but I didn't have a chance to watch the video.
Okay, so thank you very much, Ryan. So Johnny said the guy helping him, he categorized the Walmart helpers that come to your car in two categories, like energetic, like, hey, let's get out there and do this, and then the creeps. And I guess he got his first creep today. Now we'll get back to that because as I'm about to bust Johnny's balls, I want to say I totally agree with him on something. There are people that go to the Walmart thing and just sit on their lazy asses and let the Walmart person just load them up.
Yeah.
Johnny, I was so with you because once I go in there, I'm out, I'm helping just because I want to get my ass out of there quicker, And plus I like to put the soft crushable things in my back seat. I've got my own little idiot thing.
Exactly. Yeah. You put the bread. I put the bread on the left side of the trunk and everything. Yeah. I'm with you there.
Now, Johnny said, we all know what Walmart bags look like. And Johnny said the guy pulled out a bunch of the bags and made like a ring with all the bags, right?
With the handles.
With the handles. Okay. So this is where Johnny and the creepy Walmart guy's hands would have to touch. Now, my first theory, since he was a creep, Johnny, is when you were like sitting there thinking, what's he gonna do? I was thinking maybe he wanted to do a little of that and then just plant them on your erection. All right, that's where I was going. Because you have those things in the back of your Jeep or what have you. That was that because he was creepy, right? Yeah. So that's where I went first. But that's probably not realistic. So Johnny winds up touching this guy's hands or trying not to, but he had to really avoid it. Yeah. And then Johnny talks about how he has this whole hand thing.
Yeah.
That's to answer your question, Bryan. Because the way the guy had made the rings, Johnny had to strategically maneuver to grab the bags from him without touching his hand.
Just set the bags on the ground. I got this. That's what
Normally what happens is that somebody will come out. I never seen him before. Everybody I've seen there, it was like either, a lady or, a young girl or one of the older guys who's really awesome. He tells me every day how he used to working Wall Street, and now he works in Walmart, and blah, blah, blah. So I hear that story every single time. And it's like, I was like, dude, you don't remember me by now? Like, come on, man. But anyway,
Wall Street to Walmart.
yeah, right, from Wall Street to Walmart. You know, I get the whole fucking spiel. But anyway, so normally they take the bag, hand it to me, one bag at a time, you know, so I can strategically put it where I want to put it. And it's like an assembly line kind of deal. And I'm out of there quick. He picks up 3 and he like this, but his hands are like, there's like this much bag that I can grab. If I go like this, my hands are touching both of his hands at the same time.
Like this. Okay.
Bear hug him.
Hugs, I got no problem with hugs. If you want to give me a hug, you know, bring it in, you know. But like, I hate the sensation of the fucking hands touching. So if I go to grab this, and in my head I'm looking at the ring because he's like this, and I've kind of paused for like a good like second, and like the second felt like 30 seconds. So like, so I'm like, how the hell am I gonna do it? So I started to go like this, but I'm not gonna be able. I don't have the finger strength to carry these 3 bags like a little dainty asshole. So like, so like, I'm trying to like, and I'm like, so then the first one I just grabbed from underneath his hand, so I don't touch his hands, and then he let go, and then I look like a retard, like just, you know, like that. So, so then he does it again, and that's when I get the thumb idea. So then I like hook him with the thumb, and I'm doing it like really like as much of an asshole as I could be, to get him to hold the bags a different way. I'm like that, like, you know, really exaggerating the motion. You know, I'm thinking like this guy's gonna get the fucking hint. Don't hold the bag like that. You know, just hold it like this, like a normal fucking person, so I can scoop it out from under your hand. You can let go, and we can call it a day. But no, he kept on. He really wanted me to do whatever it is he wanted me to do. You know, he should have said, "Hold out your hand. I'm gonna put the bags under your hand." Like, you know, give me some idea, because nobody ever handed me a bag like that before. You know, so like it was just, it was, yeah.
Well, now I know why you 2 guys are why I can't get my cart down the aisle in Walmart, because these people who are working there have these big, huge, gigantic carts with all these tubs in it because they're filling your orders.
I used to think it was a lazy thing, but then it just became a great time saver for me. But
oh yeah, oh my God, zip in.
I got it. We got Illinois, North Carolina, New Jersey, so we have a nice middle and eastern section of the country panel here.
And it's cold.
Right? What's that?
And it's cold.
And it's cold. It's cold wherever we are, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like 20 degrees outside for me.
My Walmart, the biggest gripe I have in my Walmart, and this is, I am not a violent guy, but this has moved me to thoughts of violence, is the people in my local Walmart decide that the fucking entryway to the aisle is let's play catch up like we're at a coffee shop. And they will just have that discussion and block off 50% of the egress or ingress in the aisles. And it drives me nuts. Like, ram the cart into them nuts. Because if I have it in one part of the store, I'm going to get it in another part of the store too. And I wonder, I saw Bryan nodding his head. Jason, do you have that dynamic? Do you go to Walmart around you? Do you have that dynamic at your Walmart?
Okay, now my Walmart's a little different. I live in a town of about 5,000 people. So when I go to Walmart, I always pull into the Tire and Lube Express, and I park back there. And this way I avoid all the drama of the rest of the store. Because typically, if I'm in Walmart, I go to 2 places. The grocery aisles, and I go to the outdoor section, you know, to get my fishing stuff and hunting stuff. Outside of that, I don't go in Walmart. So I'm going to recommend to you guys, the best way to do it is go through the Tire and Lube Express, and you will avoid all the creepy people.
But even in the grocery aisle, Jason, in the grocery aisles, you don't get people that just strike up freaking conversations that makes you have to find out a new way to maneuver your cart because they're blocking you.
Yeah. You know, the other thing is if you have a 24-hour Walmart, change your shopping time.
I did that a few times. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Walmart like 4 a.m. before I have to go to work.
Well, that's too early. That's too early.
Yeah,
because
but the thing is,
open and nobody's working.
They fucked up because they were like, oh, we're gonna be 24-hour Walmart, but we're also gonna have self-checkout and no cashiers on the floor. So you could go there and just fucking like walk in, scan one thing, pay for it, and just walk out. Like, there was nobody there, you know? I didn't do that, of course, because I'm a law-abiding citizen. But the potential, like the idea, the potential to do it was totally there. You could have walked out with anything at 4 a.m. There's nobody on the floor, but they changed it now that there's no self-checkout that early. They have them turned off. I guess they had that. Wow. But it's funny you saying like people stopping you and to talk to you in Walmart. One of the Walmart workers was there. Before they were doing the pickup. We actually did the shopping. So one of the workers came up to my wife and was like, "Oh, do you have Instagram? Do you have Facebook?" And my wife's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Well, I make cakes, and I was wondering if you could follow me." I'm like, this person's like, "Yeah." She was like pimping out her social media, because she makes cakes at home, and like she wanted followers, and so she started approaching people. Get the fuck out of here!
And she was an employee.
Yeah, she's wearing the vest and everything.
Oh, dang, man.
So we started following her, and she's got really good cakes. No, we didn't. That was creepy.
Oh, damn.
Oh, it doesn't come through in this chat fast enough. Hella fast. She said, it's hella fast saying that's my mother. It doesn't come through the StreamYard fast enough. It comes on the YouTube faster. I couldn't put. Oh, that's funny. Oh man.
She has great cakes. Cakes being the multi-interpreting word there.
This just in, Hella Fat's mom has great cakes.
Johnny, do you have by chance some reaction videos ready to go, or?
Yes.
How gross are they? Because I don't want to be too grossed out.
Oh man.
You hear about?
Give me a second. No, I'm kidding.
The teeth amputation and fecal transplants and things of that nature.
I've watched every episode, so I kind of know.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. That's
right. Thank
very
you.
committed.
Let me see. I actually, what I did was to save time is that I jumped onto Reddit, and Reddit has a great thread or subreddit as they call it, and it's called Win Stupid Prizes. So it's basically like people doing stupid shit, and they win stupid prizes. So I have like it's like a whole feed of all like videos. So I'm just gonna randomly choose one, and
while you're doing that,
yes.
Jason, I always love asking this question. You said before you even started doing your thing, you had bought a lot of beard products. So as an owner, what's another company or two that you really dig their product?
Well, I definitely like the Barden. For being Canadian, pretty good. And I like, and of course, I'm definitely a big fan of from Hanyaker, and I've tried Beard Care Club. I really like their products, and let's see. Tailored Beard Company out of New Jersey.
I just got some of their stuff in.
Yeah. His scents were a little more subtle than mine.
Yes. Yeah.
I liked them. Yeah.
I just filmed a flash review with my daughter tonight that I'm going to release probably early next week. But you're exactly right. Of the three I got, and he's kind of clearing house right now because he wants to release a bunch of new product. So he ran this 50% off sale, and I'd wanted to try him, so I dove in on that. But of the three I got, one was like a sandalwood leather or a sandalwood bourbon, a very common kind of thing, and it smelled fine, but it was common. And then the other two I got the Wild Man, and I got the sweet one, the raspberry and leather and lemonade, I think is what and those are both 2 scents I'd never smelled.
California?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're very good.
I got his,
You're right. They're very subtle out of the bottle. They're not as strong out of the bottle.
Yeah. I got his Southern Man because I asked him, I said, what do you got? It's got patchouli in it. And I liked it. It was good. And then he sent me the California Man too to try. So he and I have traded products. I've traded with the Barden. I've traded with the Adam from Hanyaker. Traded with a couple things with Tex from down there in Barn Brand. Yeah, I enjoy trying other guys' stuff. It's fun.
Yeah,
because it helps you, especially when I hear what all the reviewers are talking about. It makes you want to go out and say, okay, what's got the hype? What's happening? It makes you a better product guy. I've been doing this since February, so I'm not even been at 10 months. So a lot to learn. A lot to learn, and the best way to learn is by hearing what you guys all have to say about other companies. Ruddy Man, that's another one. I really like Jimmy's stuff too. I got some of his butters and
the butter is like amazing. That Ruddy Man butter.
Yeah,
I love how like soft it is. It's like ridiculous. Him and Miners got that formula down where their butters are like really, really soft, and oh man, it's good stuff.
Oh, I've got something on my mind when I'm thinking about it. Some of the videos I want to try to do before the end of the year. I want to do a butter video and maybe kind of a flashback year in review kind of thing. But I want to challenge you two guys, Barbado, Joe, and Johnny, to maybe do a video about 5 underrated companies that you've seen over the past year, because there's some companies that don't pay for
so many
reviews kind of thing. They're kind of on the slow growth kind of thing. And Wildside would definitely be in my list of top 5 underrated companies that I've worked with this past year for sure.
That's a great idea, Brian. I would definitely do that. I'm only doing 2-year end.
Try all these companies that on everybody's radar, like Barbudo. Is that what it is?
Barbudo. Mm-hmm.
I haven't tried that one, but you speak highly of it and lots of the other companies as well.
Oh yeah, Barbudo makes some good stuff. I haven't even got to scratch the surface on the amount of stuff that I have from him, but things I've been trying to hit, like his butter is like air. It's like air. It's weird, but it's really, really good at the same time.
It's a great idea, Brian, because just the 3 of us do it. That's 15 companies possibly that we might be turning some other folks on to. At least, I would say at least 10. I don't know that there'd be that much overlap, because I've watched your reviews and you and I do some similar things, but there's been enough companies that you've tried. I'm like, oh, interesting. And stuff I've done that I don't see a lot of other people doing. So I think that's a great idea. I will do that. I take your challenge up, sir.
Cool.
All right, Johnny Grooms.
I got one. Sweet. You know the story with the audio. If you don't hear nothing, let me know. This is a quick one too. It's 10 seconds. Well, 17, but all right.
Is this Russia? I just got a feeling this is Eastern Europe.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Do I need to cover my eyes?
What a dumbass.
What was he trying to do in the first place?
And the title of that is, what did you expect? That was the title of that.
It was the chin knock at the end that just killed me. Ooh, that was a good one, Johnny. That was a good one. Oh, that was quick. That was darn quick.
Anytime
I do like the face. I see them on Facebook where it's like 2 minutes of people just falling off of stuff, bouncing off the beds and stuff. Those are funny.
Now you got a kid with a giant tire.
Yeah, on a TikTok, of course.
Yeah, of course.
My shoes are so fine.
You're fine.
Oh,
You're fine.
You ready, Danny? Yeah. Just stay tight.
Am I stopping him?
Nope. Stay tight. No.
Oh, boy. This is gonna end bad.
Oh, that was it? Oh, man. See, yeah, that's why I was done.
But I love that we didn't know that there was water in the tire, and then
yeah, I thought he was gonna get hurt. Pain is funny.
As long as it's not you, right?
Yeah. Hey, I've done injured myself a few times being dumb, but yeah.
So while you're looking, Johnny, if you want to do another one, a quick question. And this goes out to the chat as well, because we are halfway through November approximately. What do you think we need as a bearded community from our companies come 2020? Can anyone tell me a need that's not being addressed, or something that could be refined, or just a wild ass idea? You know, because there have been some interesting innovations. The first one that comes to mind is that damn Yankee one with the wipe that, you know, that shampoos or whatever it does to the beard. What out there do you think would be a great idea for a company to come up with? You're sitting at home doing your beard going, damn, why isn't there this?
Somebody's got to figure out how to do the butter in the summer. I know there's been summer butter and that kind of thing, but
yeah,
I don't know what the solution is. But
have you tried Ruddy's liquid butter?
No.
I did. I got to meet Ruddy and he gave me one of his butters, and it's nice. It's nice, you know.
Because you melt it down anyway. I mean,
right?
Yeah.
You liquefy it anyway before you put in your beard.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there are companies, more and more of them, starting to use that, like either a cold pack or things like that to ship during the summer. I know I ordered from Wildsidebeard and theirs came with a cold pack to, you know, they're coming from California, sending it to Pennsylvania. And so but I know that's also an expense. And these guys, you know.
All they have to really do is just wrap the top in plumber's tape. You know, just right around. It carries a seal. Ain't no liquid going to go through that.
Liquefy. So maybe the people do away with the whipped butters. Don't do it whipped in the summertime. You could charge more because you're putting more in there because it's not. I don't know. Jason, have you had any trouble with shipping the butters? Did you?
I had a couple of issues with butter. Sent some to Mo, and the post office. I don't know if they put it in the wrong box or whatever they did, but it was like 3 weeks or a month before he actually got it.
Wow.
Oh, dang
it. It showed delivered, and he never got it. And by the time he got it, of course, everything was ruined. But I had a few people say that it you know, whenever in the heat of summer, when it was 100 degrees, you know, anywhere, they said, yeah, you know, we just took it, put it in the fridge as soon as we got it before we could open it. But
that's what I do.
Fine after that.
That's exactly what I do.
Whip, it's not as big as an issue. But if you've got a whipped butter like Ruddy Man's or something and it liquefies completely, it's going to be like a bag of Lay's potato chips. And you're going to have that much liquid in a tub that big.
Here are a couple of the chat room responses.
I think you just solved it. You can repackage it in a bag. And then have a little spout, like, you know, like the squeezable fucking
like a box of wine. You got a box of butter.
Yeah, like the squeezable applesauce that the kids have.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I wonder how cost effective that is in the long term.
Yeah, I don't know how much that's going to cost, but
Helifat says less Creed music in promotional videos. Thank you, Helifat. Jolly old
look
fat
at this.
What?
Nothing.
Jolly old fat man said use his balm instead of butter for summer. Now, I had heard with the guys with the longer beards, like maybe Jason and Bryan, yours might be right at that length, that a lot of those guys wind up using butters instead of balms in summer if you're in a hot place.
I don't go outside that much, so I still use, and I like the really firm hold anyway because it, you know, when it finishes dry instead of finishing gooey.
Yeah.
So I go with the firm balm myself, but I've also found out that after keeping my beard for 2 years, I have it trained. So yeah, I can get away with just using an oil or just using a butter if I want.
What about you, Jason? Do you still use balms in the dead heart of summer? Jason, can you hear me?
I don't know.
You may have to come.
That was directed.
That's you. You hear me?
You. Yeah. Do you use balms when it's hot summer, Jason?
Yeah. In the summertime, I was using oil and butter. I mostly use balm in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've done that. That's just how I am. I feel around here, the wind is such a big deal in the wintertime. So I use more balm to kind of have the hold in the winter.
Miner says they got something special coming in 2020. Zebra says his wife said some colored balms to where you can temporarily color your beard and it washes out.
Ah, like color, like turn the grays black or
maybe like, you know, something like blue, red, green, you know, Roy G. Biv kind of shit.
Yeah.
As a teacher, I would love it because I would love to do the glitter thing because I can get away with that stuff because I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
But the mess that makes, no. And then I've got glitter falling on me all day long. Have you ever done that, Bryan, or thought of doing it? Yeah. It's nice in theory, but if you had a balm or butter that could jack this up for, a day and then would rinse right out, almost like water-soluble paint or something like that also obviously didn't harm the beard.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, Zebra. That would be a fun idea. The closest thing we've got that I've experienced is Morning Mist adding glitter and stuff because she does, of course, the female products. She'll add glitter or shimmer, whatever the hell shimmer is, glitter or shimmer to her beard balms if you want to have a glittery, shimmery beard. That's the closest thing I've seen to something like that.
Tyson's big on the soap. He thinks soap's going to be the big thing in 2020.
Like bar soap for the beard or like...
Or just, I think just soap in general.
Just soap in general.
Just a soap nut. I don't know.
But you know what? Like, handmade soaps, that's been around forever. That's how I got started into, personal care for myself. Years ago, I found a table, lady had handmade soaps. And ever since then, I've been a fan, huge fan. That's why I started making my own and all that stuff. And every time I see it, even to this day, when I go to any kind of craft show or any kind of like festival, whatever, there's always a soap table. It's always, I don't know why, but there's always a soap table. And they sell these giant bricks of really nice, colorful patterned soaps and like 2 for $5. And, it's just soaps are awesome.
And I would like to tell you how good or how poor a soap maker Johnny Grooms is because he has promised me a bar, but that was been a few months and I have yet to receive that bar. One of these years, perhaps when all of this is gray, I'll be able to comment on Johnny's soap making acumen. Let us move on.
It's behind there.
I know it's always been behind there.
It's behind there.
You son of a bitch. Hey Joe, I'll send you some soap. Awesome, man.
Great. Now everybody who I promised soap's gonna be like, you said you were gonna bring me some soap. Yeah, no. I'm bad. I'm bad at that.
Yeah, I love those little twangs and twinkles you're doing over there, Bryan.
Oh, I just messing around. I lost my chat. Did you guys lose the chat on the StreamYard?
No.
Yeah, I always keep 2 windows up.
Yeah, I got the.
I usually do too, but since you could start to get it on StreamYard, but it's not reliable, is it?
Glad to know I'm not the only one, says Straight and Bearded. I found that exfoliating is just as crucial as washing, says Bearded Zebra. I got a soap from a really tiny company. A community member asked me to review them, and I really like their soaps. They work in concert with a guy who's been making soap for 40 years, and he told me that it was dried basil in the soap that was the exfoliating agent. And I just really, because I'm a dude, man. I'm buying Irish Spring, or I'm buying Coast, or I'm buying the cheap shit that I can get 99 bars of for a small amount. Until I bought this week's soap, and I just loved the feel of the soap and that exfoliating. And now I'm all about the natural soaps. I'm a big fan, and I don't know if they're the next big thing. Because I just think so many guys are doing them. Any plans, Jason, for like a hunter soap, a soap that does the job without leaving a scent on you?
No, okay. I caught part of what you were saying, and then it cut out.
Any idea? Any plans for next season doing a hunter soap that does a good job without leaving any scents on you?
We have the Bow Hunter soap.
Okay.
Yeah, we already have that. We have every one of our scents in bar soap except for 2. The only reason I haven't done those yet is I'm trying to get the right mix on it. One of those is Rebel Yell, and it has cinnamon in it, and I'm trying to blend so the cinnamon doesn't burn people's skin. Obviously.
Yeah.
And Naughty Pine. I'm still working on getting it so it's not. It's piney, which I want. But I don't want it to be overly piney. So I'm still working on trying to perfect those. Soap's been it's been fun. I've been having a lot of fun trying to get it, but The bow hunter soap was the first one I got, and I got it right. So I'm like, yeah, okay, good. But yeah, I'm still working on soaps and trying to get a little better at that.
That's awesome.
Sorry, so I got
bow hunter soap was actually one of my favorites.
So Jason, while it's in my head now. The Rob Acker put a video up about, you know, people begging companies for product.
That's another beard news this week. Yeah.
So, you know, since you're owner of Wildside, how many times has that happened to you? Have people coming to you asking you, you know, for free product so they can review it and all that stuff? Like, does that happen a lot to you, or, you know, how does that happen?
It's happened. I won't say it happens every day, but it happens. And the way I usually approach it is like, hey, you know, we're not doing the free product anymore. We did when we first started out, because we were wanting reviewers to obviously check us out and get the word out about us. But to the point now, it's like we've had a lot of reviewers review our products. If I see an upstart guy coming out who has, you know, a following of 15 people on YouTube, he's still pretty new, and he's emailing me, or he's you know, messaging me on Instagram, I'm like, you know, I'll give you a discount, and you know, I'm going to help you build up, and I'll give you positive feedback if you give me positive feedback. I try to work with them, but I kind of want them to, you know, I think it becomes a trust thing, you know. For a new reviewer and a new company, you know, they should work hand in hand together, I think.
Yeah.
And you guys have been around a lot longer. And I mean, you know, if you've established a core of people who trust what you say, you've earned the right, in my opinion, to get some free product from a company. But a guy who's, you know, just kind of starting to shoot reviews from his living room and never done anything before, I mean, he hasn't really, you know, you hope that he would buy from you, at least at a discount price. So
I'd like to hear Brian's take on this as well as Johnny's, because it was a good video. Rob and I have been talking about this for a long time. My opinion is you support the company first with your own dollars. And then if the company wants to throw you a bone, particularly when you're starting out, then that is their choice. But you don't just come hat in hand. Hey, Jason, blah, blah, blah. You just don't do that. All right. Crusher was one of my earliest reviews, and I wanted to buy 2 oils from him. And he was the first person, I think, to give me anything free. And he threw something in there. And I think that's the best relationship. When you invest in the company, and if the company chooses to invest back in you by giving you a wider line or giving you a different product, say you just buy oils and they throw in a matching balm or butter, what have you, that to me is the sweet spot of this game, because you can't walk 5 feet without stepping on a reviewer. Let's be honest. And there are a lot of beard companies as well. I also, and then I'll pass it to Brian, I also love the freedom that buying my own product gives me, because I would like to think I could be totally unbiased if a company gave me stuff all the time, but I have to think that that might tweak how you review something. I don't know. But if I buy something and then the company gives me, then I know I can be 100% honest because I've invested in that company. That's my personal take. Brian, how do you sit on this matter?
Well, as Jason was saying, it should be something where both people are benefiting. So if the reviewer doesn't have a body of work yet, or the quality of the videos they're putting out is not up to par, then why would a company, unless it's a very, very brand new company and you're friends with somebody, that kind of thing, how's that going to benefit a company? You know, so what might be a better choice is you've got a couple of videos, you send that out and you've got something to say, I've started a channel, here's some of my work. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. As soon as I get the opportunity, I want to try to purchase something from the company, that kind of thing. But yeah, I agree. You, as a reviewer, before I started reviewing, well, I got some stuff for free pretty early on that the company sent me. That was a brand new company. I was a new reviewer. Actually, reviewing was new at that time because I'm pretty old. Like I started doing these videos before DNC did videos. Where we were kind of in the background watching Scott and Scuba and Beard Brand and Matt as they kind of started their stuff, Scott and Matt especially. So it took a while, and then I bought a lot of stuff, and then I started making some more reviews, and I started to have a body of work. And once you get a body of work and you've got a following and people trust what you're saying, then you can benefit a company. So I probably reached out to Jason at Wildside, but I had a body of work I could show him my video.
I reached out to you.
I couldn't remember which way it worked because I've done it both ways. I know a lot of people, you know, and Rob and you guys say you got to buy and you shouldn't reach out to companies. I did. And if their company is a brand new company, I think I can help them. I'm going to reach out to them and say, I'm willing to help you if I can. So I want to make sure. And when I agree to do a video, I think of it like a contract, and I'm going to work hard to try to make a good video to try to help. I just like to be a helpful person in the community, whether I'm doing a beard advice series video or a review video. That's kind of my take on it.
Johnny,
you know.
Oh, good, Jason.
Could you guys? So on this whole deal about asking a company to give products for somebody to review, could you, if a company that was brand new, just flipping it around, if a company was brand new, just coming out and said, hey, I want you to come buy my product. I have nobody's ever tested it. Nobody's ever looked at it. I want you to buy my product at full price and then give me a review on it. I think that the absurdity might be there, you know. I think it's kind of like that, so it's reversed. So I feel like if a company reaches out to somebody, they should reach out in the mindset to probably give away product, or at least, you know, do something fair in the trade.
Right.
I think it's kind of the same way with a new reviewer. They shouldn't reach out expecting free stuff. So the ones that do, they never buy anything. So like the ones that I said, hey, you know, I'll give you a discount, really good discount. Here's a code too. You'll have your own code. I never heard from them again.
Wow.
So. And I'll go back to Johnny, but I just want to respond to Jason. There's also something to me about, because I think my opinion, I think many reviewers might get into this thinking that they're going to get free beard product, you know, like an expectation to some degree. But being an older dude, I got into this because I was as a hobby and to establish relationships. And that relationship building, to me, whether it's with a guy like Johnny Grooms or a guy like Bryan, or a guy like Wildside Jason, to me, that's more important, because I will often buy product to support a man just as much as I will to try his product. And I think that's a huge aspect of this. Are you in it? What are you in it for? To help, to inform and entertain, or just to try and, you know, get some cool stuff and maybe cut some corners and not have to buy all the product that you'd like to have? Johnny Grooms?
Yeah, like what you were saying, like Crusher was the first one to give you free product. He was the first one to give me free product too. And so he gifted me like 2 oils. I always call it gifting. I don't know, you know, so.
Yeah, that's a good term.
And I in turn went and I bought 2 combos from him, just because I felt like, to kind of like make up for it, or, you know, even though. But before he even gave it to me, he looked at my channel. Well, I think his wife did. Miss Crusher looked at my channel, and she's like, "Okay, yeah, we could work together. I like your whole thing." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And ever since then, I've been buying like a lot. I probably very rarely somebody gives me something for free. I think Barbuda was the one gave me like a lot of free stuff, and Barn Brand Beards, Tex over there. Every time I order something, he throws in something, because I always order from him, you know, and he always throws in like extras. I love that when the company throws in extras. Ruddy Man, like I ordered that day he was on, I ordered like I think it was 3 or 4 oils from him, and he threw in like an extra bottle of oil. So like, yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't think that people should go out and definitely like badger a company for free product or even ask, like, you know, I don't know. I think you should just buy it. You know, buy it and review it. If you have nothing to review something you own already. You know, if you have a beard, you're pretty much taking care of it before you hit these small batch companies. Right. Start reviewing the shit you buy in the store. You know, that's what I did before I started with, you know, these great companies like Crusher and Lone Bear and all that. I was reviewing stuff I was buying on Amazon, you know, and I was reviewing stuff that I bought in CVS. You know, like, or even the free samples that you get in the mail from, like, oh man, oh shit, what company is it? The one, the Badass Beard Care. That was one of my first reviews because it was a free, you know, sample. I reviewed the free sample. The Brickle kit, free. You know, you sign up, and they give you a free kit of all their products. You know, so that's how I started to do that. You know?
Yeah. I just think. I don't know. I think that like reviewers see like the bigger names, and they're not realizing that like you're not dealing with freaking Nike and Adidas here, guys. You're dealing with dudes working out of their home, you know, most times, right? Who have, you know, to give a free oil. And granted, we all know what the base cost of this is, but still. They're in this to make some money, not necessarily to make a living. There are a few guys that actually, I can only think of Fable and Savage and Maine off the top, that just do this as their job. Most of these guys, like 99% or so, are working a daytime, nighttime job, and this is a side thing. Yeah. So it's not necessarily easy if every Tom, Dick, and Harry asks. And like Jason said, when you are establishing and starting out, maybe that's what you do. But once you have that sort of baseline of, okay, I've got 5, 6, 7 reviews out there. That's a very different thing. And interestingly, since I quit reviewing, like, you know, steadily once a week reviewing, I have gotten more owners who have given me product than when I was reviewing. It's just a weird thing. Maybe it's just because I'm more, you know, established in the community as far as like you see this ugly mug all the time. Bryan, I know you went from doing certain videos to where it seemed like you were producing a ton of content a week, you know, between the beard reviews, the unboxings, and the beard tips. And I know a lot of companies got on board with you. I know Mr. Acker, a lot of companies got on board with him. And I just think that some of these people just don't want to pay their dues, for lack of a better term. Yeah. Right. And you got to support these dudes, man.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. I mean,
for a handout. That's not the way the relationship should work. Even consumer business, let alone there's owners out there I absolutely love as dudes, you know, absolutely love it. And I'll buy their product even if I don't like it. Like I know, you know, certain companies I'm like, that's just not a scent I like, but I'm going to go support that man because I dig him. And I just don't know about the four-sidedness of some of these guys. All right, I'm babbling.
What I am growing to, you know, liking to do now is the private stuff, like the private reviews and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a company is just starting out, you know, throws me something they're working on or whatever, and when I asked for like a tiny little bit, I was like, don't give me like full size, give me like a tiny little bit, just enough for me to use so I can give my thoughts. And I like that interaction, you know, and it's totally like it's not on any channel, it's not on any platform. It's just one-on-one, and it's a private thing. I'm starting to really like that. I have 2 people that I'm doing that with now, and I like it a lot. I like that whole like interaction.
Companies where they've sent me products and we've just had discussions behind the scenes.
Yeah. I dig that a lot. It's like
be helpful.
I don't have to like. I don't have to.
It's bringing them to the community through a video, and sometimes it's helping them behind the scenes.
Exactly.
When I did Wildsides, I asked for a sample of oil so I could kind of highlight the whole thing and have a video that he could use to show other people.
Yeah, that's very helpful, guys. And that, you know, for a a fairly new company, any help we get behind the scenes is valuable, because if we do, it's public. If we do something stupid and you guys get it behind the scenes and say, hey, you kind of overdid it on the ood or whatever, you saved us a little egg on our face, So
that's a fact. Let me check the chat real quick since we've got into this topic.
Yeah, positive, constructive criticism. I value that a lot. That's why I did that Instagram video, just to see if anybody had any for me, because like I'm always questioning myself all the time, and I really I appreciate constructive criticism, and like my feelings aren't going to get hurt, because I don't know, that doesn't really affect me like that. But I think that's very valuable.
I threw out once in some live stream, and I still wish that this would happen. I threw out once that a group of owners should get together and do a live, or do however they could have it work, and review the reviewers, because we're reviewing their stuff. So they should have, if they so desire, the ability to, the ball's in their court. Who are the guys that they are thinking do a very good job with hopefully, and I know this is hard because we're all human beings, with hopefully no animosity. I hate, and I remember this when Scott did his review of barn brands. Scott was literally sick because he knew what he was going to say about barn brands. And I've never had to encounter a company like that. But even when I say I don't like this scent, and that's just based on my own personal profile, I hate having to say that, because I know you guys, Jason, might sit there for weeks, months, trying to tweak and get this thing just right, to have some old dude saying, not for me so much.
It doesn't bother me, man. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. Like, I didn't like Sinatra. When I first got it, I was like, I don't like this. It took me a minute to really like wear it, use it, and like to really appreciate. Now I really like it, but I didn't like it at first, and I said I didn't like it at first. When I do this review for Everyman Jack, you're gonna hear me. So like if I don't like a product, I'll say I don't like it. Maybe I'll hit up the company on the DM and be like, yo, I'm just gonna let you know, like this is not good for me or whatever. Like I don't like it. But I haven't really came across that. Like everything that I've tried legit has been really good. Like, like when I was done with the Everyman Jack stuff, I ran to my Lone Bear oil tonight, because like I just finished wearing that shit today, and I threw it in my beard, and it was like like it's just these small batch companies that like have this, like, I don't know, formula down, or where each one has their own way of doing things, and it's just really, really good. It just done very well, It scent aside, talking about like feel and beard and stuff,
Bryan didn't like, the first scent he tried from us was Biker's Breakfast. And he didn't care for it. He thought by the scent profile he would like it. He didn't like it, but he took a man and loved it. So, a lot of his opinion anyway.
Right.
A guy shouldn't get too hurt over somebody else not liking a scent.
Right.
But if you, especially if you're a company that's going to make 8, 10, 12 different scents at least,
Yeah. Not everybody's going to
like something in there probably.
No. I agree. I totally agree. But
just
go ahead, John.
I would say just like how every like singer and artist, not every song they write is a hit. You got some albums that flop and are horrible. You got movies that are made, actors getting paid $20 million and the movie flops. Terminator.
Yep.
They sucked.
Here's what,
if you're an artist, you just don't, you're making the art for yourself, and at some point you're hoping that somebody likes it.
Yeah.
Well, like you could use an artist, for example, musical artist, Michael Jackson, after Thriller, there was a top that.
No.
But Bad would have been a good album. If it would have been before Thriller, it would have probably been awesome. But just use that as an example. Art, your art is your art, and you just have to learn to know that you put your heart into it, and you like it, and you're proud of it, and you hope other people do too. But I have not had anybody in this of Instagram or reviewing or anything ever say our products suck. They just say, I don't like this scent.
Right.
I like this one, or something. Everybody's been really cool.
And that's what I think. I mean, based on, and Bryan, feel free to correct me, Johnny, feel free to correct me. When it comes to like the carrier bases, how they feel, et cetera, you guys are all doing such a great job. One of the only places I, based on my experiences, can make designation is scent strength, scent longevity, and those kinds of things to give, because a lot of stuff feels outstanding in beer. The last time I got a shit product was one of the earliest times, and it was Badass Beard's beard wash. That beard wash was horrible. But I wasn't reviewing at the time. This is just when I started buying product. It smelled like Listerine. It stripped me, not in a good, ooh, my beard feels fresh and ready to go strip. It just felt like chemically damaged almost. And I wish I had been reviewing at the time because then I could actually say, do not buy this shit. Now, hopefully maybe Badass has changed their formula, but it made my beard feel horrible. And I know another reviewer had the same sort of experiences. For whatever reason, it seems like Badass is like training wheels for a lot of us reviewers. We get on them early. That's one of those companies a lot of us try. Bryan, do you feel the same way as far as like the carriers, that those seem to be pretty good, pretty much across the board?
Yeah, the carriers and the small batches is definitely where it's at. For me, and I'm not sure if you guys are this way at all, but for me, it took some time. It took over a year for me to actually get attuned to the feel in beard. For a lot of them, it was just, I got on beard oil. Okay, I did what I'm supposed to do. I'm just looking at the scent. And then somebody in one comment on one of my videos, you never talk about how the feel in beard is. So I started trying to pay more attention. And then for some reason, over the past 3 months, with all these fall scents and a lot of different companies, I have got some amazing feeling beard products. And I could tell a big difference, especially when my co-wash game and started wearing the butters at night. I really attuned to how my beard feels. And that takes some time. So if you're a brand new reviewer, a brand new beard grower, you don't have enough experience to be able to make that decision and those calls. And the same thing for scents. The scents thought I liked 2 years ago is totally different than where I'm now in the scent game. And learning that, yes, I do prefer certain profiles, but never say never when it comes to certain scent profiles. You might like it. So for me, it's taken a while to really get attuned to my beard and the feeling beard and the scents and the whole package to become a better reviewer.
Johnny, I'm going to throw it to you, but those are great points, Bryan. And I wanted to say, for me personally, the longer my beard got, I really started noticing feeling beard. When my beard is short, for whatever reason, everything feels kind of similar. But when I was at 8 or 10 months before I shaved, I could really start zooming in on that is a superior oil for my beard versus that's a good oil. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me last night. Well, really this early morning, because I wake up and crack at dawn. So anyway, because I've been using the Everyman Jack stuff, before going to bed, I just threw a little bit of just a half a dropper of some Luxurious Bastard in there and went to sleep. But I woke up and my beard was super soft and it just really, really nice. Felt good. It still feels good, and you can totally feel you start to notice the feel in beard, and I'm really starting to notice that feel in beard, and I'm starting to learn which oils really absorb into my skin and into my beard, and some of the oils don't really absorb into so I'm really starting to learn which carrier blend is really working for me, so I can do a better review instead of just saying, oh, this feels good. I don't want to say just this feels good. I can narrow down. I can say let's just pick one here, avocado oil. It just doesn't mix well with my beard, and I
still haven't gotten attuned myself to the different carriers because you get a list of carriers, but you don't know how it's mixed. You don't know the proportion. So
right, you don't. Yeah,
you don't know
everybody does it differently.
Yeah, about what's causing it. You can over a certain amount of time, you can see some correlation. But I wanted to ask Jason, because just the stuff we're talking about, I know that beard companies go through the same kind of learning process and changing. If you notice a company that stays around more than a year, the products that they come out with recently compared to what they come out with a year ago, they keep upping their game and the scents and the feel and coming out with new products. Jason, do you want to talk about that and the kind of the learning process going through as a company?
Yeah. When we first started, carriers were the big thing. We investigated into the carriers. We started out, I think, with our very first batch of things. We had like 3 carriers. Then we decided we wanted to thicken it up, so we added some vitamin E because it's a thicker carrier oil. So then but we got to R5, and then we quit for a little bit. But the thing we were doing at the start was way too much scent, and so some things we didn't realize. Number one, how much the difference it made in a balm versus a butter or an oil, because we were just doing oil. We started with oil, and so we were putting way too much in there. And then people were saying, man, that cinnamon makes my beard makes my face feel like it's burning. So I was like, oh, let's dial that back. So it was about a 3-month process for us to figure out the leather was a strong odor, so we wanted to kind of cut back on it. We wanted to cut back a little bit on the cinnamon and just work things out. And now we're even learning more that you don't have to knock somebody over from 10 feet away. It's about a 4 foot. 4 foot. Somebody at 4 foot, you're good. So we've kind of we've learned and we've dialed back and dialed back and dialed back. So we've been focusing now on the strength of our carrier oils, and that's why when we decided to do butter, we added the grape seed, because it's just another form of carrier. So just by trial and error the first few months, so I think we've improved our product over the 10-month process by a lot, and we're dialing back on the scents more. And focusing more on the carrier, focusing more on the quality of communication with people, trying to come up with better ways to ensure the product gets there faster, and not have the mistakes of you can't help what the USPS does, and
right.
that's you're at their mercy, but if you have fragile stamped on there, that's almost a guarantee they're going to play kickball with it. So, it's what you do. So,
here's something I just wonder, and I know we're getting close to the end here, but what I wonder, and maybe you can answer, Jason or Johnny, anyone can weigh in on this. I have seen a few companies vary their balm strength. They'll tell you they can give you a stronger hold or a weaker hold. I am wondering, why can't companies vary their scent strength? Is it that big of a deal? Because let's say I loved your stuff, Jason, but I just wanted it stronger, because I am a 10-foot radius dude. That is me. All right. And I would want to say, Jason, I would really like to try that number 9, but it just doesn't have the punch that I like. Is it that big a deal to have 2 ranges of strength for the scent?
it depends on what it is too. It depends on what your essential oil is. If you're using or a fragrance oil, some things will cause you want to investigate the actual oil itself,
right? And
that's what I learned. Cinnamon is one of those ones that and the same with the Simple Man, Brian. If we put too much chai tea in there, it makes it almost cinnamony. So we had it does kind of, you want to vary it based on the scent itself. So a balm strength, we've tried to be pretty much medium across the board. We tried to thicken up some of our balms, and Tom hated it. He goes, I can't stand this. And if the company owner doesn't like the way the balm strength is, we're going to stay at we tried, okay. But he's like, I can't stand it. It's too pasty. It just doesn't feel right. It makes my beard feel like it's falling, And I'm like, well, okay, well, then we'll just go back to our medium hold. So, and now we've added butter. But again, we're not adding any beeswax in our butter. We're just going to stay with the straight butter. So therefore, we're not concerned about our hold with the butter. But, some guys want a firmer hold, and I get that. And, but if the company owner won't wear it, we probably want to sell it. You know,
Yeah.
so that's kind of our thing. We make this for ourselves, and we wear what we make.
Johnny, I got a video for you can do because you like doing experiments and stuff. Get you a bag of white beeswax. Get your bag of white beeswax, and you want to try a firmer balm. You melt it down and throw some white beeswax in there and make it firmer yourself.
There's a company that does vary the strength of their fragrance. Called Murphy's Beard. Murphy's Beard. They have like a regular strength, and then they have like a high strength for the fragrance. Interesting. Yeah, I did. That's one of that's one of like my earlier reviews. I did a review on them, and yeah, I wanted their barbershop high strength was so fucking strong. Oh my god.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was crazy. So if you like a good punch, like they'll knock you out. I don't know if they still do it though, like because it's been like I started doing reviews in February, so like that that's how early, like that's how far back, like I did that one. But yeah, that was I haven't seen another company that varies the strength in their products like that since.
Some of them, if it's a micro, really small batch, you can message them. A lot of times they'll accommodate you. I know Adam from Barden will. He'll do it. If you want strength. Tyson ordered one with double strength on that tobacco, bourbon, and leather. He said it was so strong it gave him a headache. But they made it double strong.
Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, you want it, he'll give it.
All right. Well, we're about to hit the witching hour here. So what I'm going to do is I just want to go around the horn, see if anyone has anything coming up they'd like to talk about and plug a little bit. And then if Bryan would be so kind to play us out just like he played us in, that would be outstanding. So we'll start with our guests. Bryan, anything you want to tell us about your channel in the upcoming weeks/months?
I don't really have a whole lot. Like I said, I'm going to do a butter video. I'll probably do an underrated companies kind of video that's not on everybody's radar. I've got an idea to do a little series called the Minimalist Beardsman, because I don't do really long routines where I take the long run. I trim my beard so that it's not aggravating and kind of keep it at different, at a reasonable length. So I'm doing some videos kind of talking about the minimalist beard care, the minimalist beard tools you might need. So that's on my radar. I've got one more guy waiting in the wings for the Beard Advice series, Mr. Tim Strickland. He's next on the list. So I'll be looking for that soon. Thank you.
Nice.
Appreciate it.
Jason, anything you can or choose to share with what's coming up Wildside end of the year, into the new year?
Well, we are in the process of trying mustache wax. One of our shops has asked us. One of the barber shops has asked for mustache wax. I got these little bitty tins. They're like 1 3/4 by 2 1/4 inch tins. They're real small, about 1 ounce. Yeah, Bryan's over there twirling. So I'll let you know once we get that going. That's what we're working on now. And then after the first of the year, 3 cents are waiting in the wings, and one of them is going to be a barbershop blend. So that is waiting in the wings. One of them is going to be an oud, and the other one is going to be kind of a cologne. So we're trying some new things. We're going to branch out a little bit more into 2020.
Would the wax be unscented or scented, at least at first?
Unscented. Where it's going to be, and it's really crazy label, black with white letters. Very simple. Yeah, real easy to do. We're not going too crazy on this. With Tyson, the guy at the shop, Tolliver & Company in Effingham, Illinois, it's a barber shop. He asked me to do it, and so I said, okay, well, if we're going to do it, we're just going to make it unscented because that's what I prefer. So
nice.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Johnny, aside from the daily tirades that I love so much, what's coming up from the Johnny Grooms channel?
The Battle of the Beard Washes will resume as soon as I can convince the little one to. I was like, come on, let's go. She's like, no. I'm like, all right, fine. Can't force her,
Right.
It's got to be willing. That I'm going to be doing the review on Faithful Bear, and I'm going to be doing the Instagram series of my mixes. I'm mixing different beard companies together and all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, just more reviews coming soon. That's basically.
Still doing the old school series idea?
The old school series, I need to get one. I don't know if I have a company ready for that. I don't. I that was the last one. The last one I had was Ruddy Man, and that was his first scent. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think I have another first scent from somebody to do that. Yeah, the OG series, like the. Yeah, I gotta find a company to do that and get their whole history and do a video on that too. Yeah.
For me, unboxing / flash reviews as I purchase or things come my way. Stuff for my YouTube channel, which I don't get to very often. United Beards of America, of course, when I try to do 2 of those a month, but I will have a top 25 beard scents with me and Bella of the year 2019. I want to do a top dozen companies as well. And I really want to take Bryan up in his challenge of 5 underrated companies. So that's now also on my slate. So Bryan, firstly, Jason, thank you very much for coming on. It was nice to meet you. Nice to learn about Wildside. I appreciate it. Good hanging with you, Bryan.
Thanks for having me on here, guys. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Awesome. If Johnny and I can keep this thing going, you might be coming back somewhere down the road. Bryan, I love you. Thank you I know you have a busy schedule. Thanks. I'm so happy you joined us. You get to choose how we're going out, sir.
All right, here we go. Whoops. We'll try it again. Night, folks.
Night.
Thanks for all the up. See you next Wednesday, guys.